Toastmasters. Tonight you will learn more about a subject that many prefer not to discuss, for various reasons. It is hospice. As a medical social worker who works with hospice patients, I am excited to educate you more about the history of hospice, some misconceptions about hospice, and about the amazing things hospice services actually do. The history of hospice dates back to the end of the 19th century, when hospices became designated places for terminal ill patients in Ireland and England. The modern concept of hospice was later developed in England in 1967 by Dr. Cicely Saunders. The philosophy of end-of-life care and practice of hospice has now been practiced and spread through many other countries and throughout the world as well. In the United States, hospice was originally ran by volunteers who cared for dying patients, and in the 1980s, Medicare authorized payments for hospice and is now part of the Medicare Part A coverage program. Medi-Cal also covers hospice benefits as well as private insurance. Currently in the U.S., there are several thousand hospice agencies. This branch of the medical field continues to grow as more individuals continue to live longer with chronic illnesses. As a result, hospice can become a reasonable option for patients during the disease progression. Many misconceptions about hospice still exist. The following statements are some of the true facts about hospice to clarify these misconceptions. Hospice is not a physical place where someone goes to die. It's not only for cancer patients. We do not only deal with pain management. We do not prolong nor hasten death. Does not discriminate based on gender, age, race, or religion. We do not participate or encourage euthanasia. Does not permit patients, it allows patients to continue to see their regular doctors. Also, it allows patients to go to the hospital, to revoke services, and we also provide children hospice services with terminal illnesses. Now, what does hospice actually do? The focus of hospice is to ensure the comfort of every patient during their final stages of life. This is achieved by relieving pain, managing other complex symptoms, and offering consistent emotional, spiritual, and practical support. Hospice makes it possible for patients to retain control over their medical and personal choice in the comfort, privacy, and familiarity of their own home. Hospice is for an individual with a prognosis of 6 months or less, if their illness follows an expected course, and who wish their care to focus on comfort measures rather than curative measures. Hospice uses compassionate, comprehensive, team approach to address each patient's needs and personal choices, as well as provide support for family members and loved ones. Today I had the opportunity to sit with a patient and his wife in Concord, and I sat there to introduce myself, what my role is as a social worker, and the services of hospice as well. This conversation also included funeral arrangements. So there I am, sitting with the patient, his wife, he's eating some oatmeal, and we're talking about his funeral. So it's a pretty tough topic for most people to have, including our nurses. But I actually find it honorable to be able to sit there with someone during that, to have that difficult conversation. Although this conversation may be difficult for most people to have, as I mentioned, it was an honor for me. I was able to witness the love this couple felt towards each other while they held hands at the table and stared into each other's eyes and smiled. I saw the smile that communicated love and compassion that only two life partners with a time limit to their existence could express. How could I not have been honored to witness that moment? Now that you have learned about the history of hospice, the misconceptions of hospice, and about what hospice actually does, next time you hear the H word, I hope you no longer feel fearful towards it, but a sense of relief by it. A sense of relief that this patient, their family, their loved ones are surrounded by a team that will be there with them while they walk through this journey. A sense of relief that can only be attained by knowing a person's life was cared for with kindness and compassion and in a place of their choosing, surrounded by their loved ones. Thank you.